I want to get now to another high-profile case. This Christmas will mark 28 years since JonBenét Ramsey was found dead in the basement of her Boulder, Colorado home. The 6-year-old had been beaten and strangled. The death of the young pageant queen captivated the nation at the time, and now a new Netflix documentary series is sparking renewed interest in the case. The Boulder Police Department is still actively investigating the case, but the department apparently refused to answer questions from NBC News about whether they have any promising leads. Hector, this, I remember, made headlines really not just across the nation, really around the world. Happened back in 1996. You know, the crime, it was tainted from the beginning, the crime scene. So no one has been charged. I mean, fast forward all these years later, nearly 3 decades. How hard is it to solve a crime like this?
You know, it's difficult. I'm on here a lot and I'm telling viewers to watch Netflix. This is another one that is just,
yeah.
I started it, I couldn't stop it. And it's fantastic and really gives a lot of details about the kind of bungling that you saw the Boulder Police Department here. They had rarely handled a homicide. They went in and had absolute information that this was a crime scene and yet treated it as if it wasn't a crime scene and allowed other people to go in, and other people, when they discovered JonBenét there, that they allowed other people to have contact with the body and contaminated potentially DNA. So this is the kind of situation where I think law enforcement, whether it's federal or state, are gonna have to rely on new developments in DNA detection to see if maybe they can really kind of figure out, who the killer is in this case.
And that was really what the father, JonBenét's father, was advocating for, DNA that could be possibly, a key to solving this decades-old crime. But as a criminal defense attorney, I mean, how hard is it to defend a decades-old crime?
Well, it is. So ultimately, if they do catch somebody, I mean, the first thing I think that a criminal defense lawyer is going to look at is the quality of the evidence, looking at the contamination, looking at all these things that have really bungled and made it very difficult for the police to find anybody and to really move on a lead. There is developments in DNA. Law enforcement now are using the genealogy, the DNA genealogy with 23andMe and some of these others. And I know that the father is pressing for this issue, trying to get the Boulder Police Department to, to do their job, and there's some frustration, I think, on his part.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got the family. Obviously, his wife had already passed away. He's saying that the police, they're not doing enough. Police say that they are doing what they can. So, obviously a battle there.
I think we're going to hear more about this in the future.
All right, Hector, thank you so much. We appreciate your analysis.